Let me speak honestly with you. The reason people continue to hurt you is not because they are powerful. It is because you are exposed. You move through life with your emotions visible, your reactions easy to predict, and your vulnerabilities clear to anyone who is paying attention. And believe this, they are watching. Every person who has ever manipulated you observed you first. They studied what made you hesitate, what made you needy, what revealed your weaknesses, and then they used that knowledge. This is not cruelty. It is human behavior. But here is what Machiavelli understood 500 years ago that many still refuse to accept. You cannot change human nature. You can only change yourself. And when you change yourself correctly, you become untouchable. Not by building walls, not through anger, but through something far more effective: calm, deliberate, controlled awareness. Stay with me. This is where your change begins. The problem: why you keep getting hurt. Let me explain why the damage keeps repeating. From an early age, you were taught that openness is a virtue, that expressing emotion makes you genuine, that trusting others makes you good. So you trusted. You opened yourself up. You shared parts of yourself with people who never earned that access. And what followed? They used those parts against you. They learned your fears and repeated them during conflict. They uncovered your insecurities and applied pressure when they needed leverage. This is not a rare moral failure. It is a consistent pattern in human behavior. Machiavelli wrote that men are ungrateful, unstable, and deceptive. He was not speaking out of bitterness. He was describing what he observed. The issue is not that you encountered the wrong people. The issue is that you made yourself vulnerable in the wrong way. You reacted when you should have remained composed. You explained when silence would have protected you. You revealed yourself when silence should have been your defense. You searched for validation from people who recognized your need and used it as leverage. Every time you chased approval, you handed someone control over your peace. Every time you showed anger, you revealed exactly how to unsettle you. Every time you begged to be understood, you showed them that misunderstanding you was a tool they could use. This is the game. And until now, you did not realize you were part of it. But now you see it clearly. The people who hurt you were not more powerful than you. They were simply more calculated. They managed their emotions while provoking yours. They stayed composed while you lost control. In that imbalance, they held the advantage. That ends now. Not through retaliation, but through growth. Through your evolution. The first principle: master your reactions. This is the first rule that changes everything. The person who controls their reaction controls the entire situation. Let that settle fully. When someone insults you and you explode, they win. When someone provokes you and you rush to defend yourself, they win. When someone ignores you and you chase them for answers, they win. Your reaction is their reward. Your emotional response confirms their influence over you. Now consider the alternative. What happens when the insult is met with no change in expression? What happens when provocation is answered only with silence and a steady gaze? They lose balance. They begin to question themselves. The structure they expected collapses because the game has changed. Machiavelli understood that perception creates power. If you are seen as unmovable, you become unmovable. When people believe they cannot affect you, they stop trying. Your calm becomes a barrier no attack can pass. This is not about denying emotion. It is about controlling it. Feel anger, but do not allow it to direct your actions. Feel pain, but do not display it as an opening for further pressure. Between stimulus and response exists a space. Inside that space is freedom. Most people respond instantly, emotionally, and predictably. They are driven by impulse. You will be different. You will train yourself to pause, to observe, and to choose your response carefully. Let them shout. You remain steady. Let them attempt manipulation. You recognize it. Let them test you. You pass every test with restraint and strength. Master your reactions and you take control of your world. The second principle: become unreadable. This principle is one few people truly understand. Become unreadable. The moment someone can predict you, they can manage you. The moment they know your next move, they are already ahead. But when they cannot interpret you, you become a threat. Mystery is not deception. It is strategy. Machiavelli advised that a wise ruler never reveals exactly what he is thinking. Uncertainty creates caution. Uncertainty commands respect. When people are unsure where they stand with you, they move carefully. They stop assuming. They monitor their own behavior. You have been too accessible, too quick to explain yourself, too eager to fill silence with unnecessary words. You shared plans before they were executed. You revealed dreams to those who secretly hoped you would fail. You exposed pain and handed others a guide to hurt you again. That ends here. From this point forward, you speak less. You reveal less. You allow your actions to raise questions your words will never answer. When asked what you are thinking, you offer nothing. When others try to read your emotions, give them no signal. When reaction is expected, remain composed. This is not coldness for its own sake. It is protection. Your inner world is valuable. Your thoughts matter. Your plans deserve privacy. Your emotions are not public property. Guard them as a ruler guards his seat of power. Be felt but never fully understood. That is strength. The third principle: understand human nature. This principle requires you to release comforting illusions. You must see human nature as it is, not as you wish it to be. Most people act from self-interest. This is not cruelty. It is survival. Once you accept this, betrayal no longer surprises you. Disappointment loses its ability to break you. You recognize the pattern. Machiavelli observed that people forget the death of a father sooner than the loss of inheritance. Harsh words, but they reflect a difficult truth. People prioritize themselves. Loyalty often lasts only as long as it benefits them. When you stop expecting unconditional loyalty, you stop being destroyed when it disappears. This is not about becoming bitter or suspicious. It is about awareness. Watch actions, not promises. Words cost nothing. Anyone can speak beautifully while planning otherwise. Actions require effort. Actions reveal reality. The person who shows up matters more than the person who talks well and disappears when needed. Observe people carefully as a researcher studies behavior. Remove emotion from your evaluation. Identify patterns. Recognize motives. See the self-interest behind favors and friendships. When you understand why people act as they do, you stop being controlled by them. You learn to anticipate. You learn to protect yourself. You place yourself where betrayal cannot reach you because you never stood in its path. Understand human nature, and you will no longer be caught unprepared. The fourth principle: detach from outcomes. This final principle will free you in ways you cannot yet fully see. Detach from outcomes. The moment you want something too intensely, you become dependent on it. The moment you cling to a specific result, you hand control of your peace to the world and the people around you. Neediness is obvious. It shows in your words, your posture, and your choices. And people who appear needy are easy to influence. When you seek approval, others notice and may withhold it to gain power over you. When you crave love, some sense it and turn it into leverage. When success becomes so important that your identity rests on it, failure feels like destruction instead of a lesson. Machiavelli understood that fortune favors those who stay adaptable. Attachment creates rigidity. Detachment creates flexibility. When you loosen your grip on how things must turn out, you gain the ability to deal with how things truly are. This does not mean abandoning your goals. It means refusing to let your goals control you. Work with focus, but hold your expectations lightly. Move forward with ambition, but accept that the direction may shift. Want the outcome, but do not allow its absence to disturb your inner balance. This is the key. When you truly detach, you become attractive in a quiet way. People are drawn to those who do not depend on them. Opportunities move toward those who will not collapse without them. Non-attachment signals confidence, stability, and self-reliance. You become the prize instead of the pursuer. Stop holding on so tightly. Stop expressing needs so openly. Release your fixation on outcomes, and observe how the right opportunities begin to appear with ease. The fifth principle is to build silent strength. This principle separates those with real power from those who only appear powerful. develop your strength quietly. The weak talk about their plans. The strong focus on execution. The weak look for praise before the work is complete. The strong allow results to speak at the proper time. Many people make the mistake of announcing what they intend to do. They share their vision with individuals who smile outwardly but doubt them inwardly. This gives others the chance to discourage them, plant doubt, monitor progress, and interfere at the right moment. Machiavelli warned that a ruler must learn to think like a fox. A fox does not announce its movement. It moves silently, observes carefully, reveals nothing, and acts only when success is likely. This is the approach to adopt. Work when no one is paying attention. Improve when no one is tracking your effort. Build steadily while others assume you are inactive. Let people underestimate you. Being underestimated is an advantage. When others think you are weak, they relax. When they believe you are harmless, they stop paying attention. Then one day you rise with such impact that they cannot understand how it happened. But you will understand. It happened in the early mornings when you trained your mind and body while others slept. It happened in the late nights when you studied and planned while others wasted time. It happened in every quiet moment of discipline that received no recognition. Real strength is not loud. True power does not ask for validation. A lion does not need to roar to prove danger. His presence alone is enough. Be that presence. Let your silence carry more weight than noise ever could. Build unseen, and step forward undefeated. The transformation is becoming untouchable. Now consider who you are becoming. Imagine yourself 6 months from now, a year from now. You enter a room, and something has changed. You are not seeking attention, yet attention comes to you. You do not speak excessively, but when you speak, people listen. There is a quality behind your eyes that others cannot explain, but they sense it. It is calm. It is certainty. It is the presence of someone who cannot be easily shaken. This is the transformation. You are no longer someone who reacts to every insult. You are no longer chasing validation as if it were necessary to survive. You have become untouchable, not because you built walls that block everything out, but because you built a foundation so strong that nothing can break it. People will test you. They always test those who grow. They will use words meant to provoke you. They will create situations designed to unsettle you. They will watch closely for weakness. They will find none. Your expression stays composed. Your voice remains steady. Your energy does not shift. They leave confused because the tactics that once worked no longer affect you. Insults that once consumed you now pass through without impact. Rejection that once crushed you now simply redirects you. Betrayal that once devastated you now confirms what you already understand about human behavior. You have become an observer of the game instead of a casualty of it. This transformation is not about losing empathy. It is about managing it wisely. You still feel and still care, but you choose carefully where your emotions go. You stop investing energy in people and situations that do not deserve it. You guard your inner peace as your most valuable possession because it is. The old version of you was pushed in every direction by opinions and circumstances. The new version is steady, unmoved, and grounded. The winds may pass, but you remain firm. Stand steady. Stay composed. Remain untouchable. This is who you were meant to become. A final warning. Use this knowledge responsibly. Power without judgment leads to harm. Machiavelli himself was not a villain. He was a realist who understood that the world rewards those who see clearly and act with strategy. But he also knew that cruelty without purpose creates unnecessary enemies. Unnecessary severity creates resentment that eventually returns with greater force. So listen carefully. This knowledge is not meant to harm the innocent. It is meant to protect those who deserve protection. There is a clear difference between being untouchable and being cruel. There is a line between intentional silence and emotional manipulation. You must walk that line with control and awareness. Apply these principles to defend your peace, not to disrupt the peace of others without reason. Use your understanding of human behavior to shield yourself from predators, not to become one. The objective is not to turn cold or empty. The objective is to become calm and grounded, grounded in self-respect, strong boundaries, and quiet power that does not rely on dominance over the weak. A truly powerful man does not need to break others to feel strong. He understands his strength. He carries it quietly. He applies it only when required and never for display. Those who misuse power eventually lose it. History repeats this lesson over and over. Tyrants create so many enemies that one day they stand alone, surrounded and unsupported. But the man who uses power with restraint and wisdom builds something lasting. He earns respect instead of demanding it. He creates loyalty rather than forcing compliance. Be that man. Let your strength be recognized, but not feared by those who intend you no harm. Let your calm become a safe place for those who earn your trust, not a barrier against the entire world. Stay alert, but do not harm those who never posed a threat. Stay protected, but allow worthy people into your inner circle. Remain powerful, but remember that the highest level of power is the power you never need to use, because your presence alone commands respect. This is the balance. Strategy without cruelty. Strength without ego. Awareness without suspicion. Master this balance and you will not only be untouchable, you will be unmatched. You will become someone others respect and never fully understand. And that is exactly where you should be. Your new beginning. You have reached the end of this message, but you are standing at the start of something greater. Everything you have heard was not meant as entertainment. It was guidance. It was preparation. It was a framework for a version of yourself that most people never have the courage to become. The former version of you entered this message carrying pain, doubt, and the weight of every moment someone made you feel insignificant. That version no longer exists. You have seen beyond the surface. You now understand that your emotions were being used as access points. Your reactions were turned against you. Your openness was not strength in every situation, but a weakness in a world that does not reward innocence. Now you hold control. Master your reactions. Become difficult to read. Understand human nature without illusion. Release attachment to outcomes that once controlled you. Build your strength quietly. These are not abstract ideas. They are the foundations of your new identity. If you apply them with discipline, no one will hold the same power over you again. You will move through conflict with a calm that unsettles others. You will face betrayal with awareness that anticipated it. You will handle both success and failure with the same steady composure, because neither defines you anymore. You define yourself. This is your renewal, not through noise or announcement, but through quiet certainty, through inner resolve that does not bend, through clarity of vision and a heart that protects itself wisely. The world will not adjust for you. People will not suddenly become loyal or honest simply because you want them to be. But you have changed, and that changes everything. You are no longer a target. You are no longer predictable. You are no longer easily broken. You are untouchable. Carry this not as arrogance, but as confidence. Not as detachment, but as clarity. Let every space you enter feel the presence of someone who has mastered himself. Let those who once doubted you question what changed. You owe no explanations. You owe yourself the discipline to remain on this path. If this message resonated with you, if you felt a shift while listening, leave a comment with this phrase, "I am untouchable." Let your own eyes see it as a reminder of who you have chosen to become. And if you are committed to this transformation, support the message by liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and enabling notifications so you